Hi Internet, I'm John Appleseed. Welcome to my YouTube channel where we do a daily crossword puzzle, and on Tuesdays we do a cryptic crossword puzzle, specifically the Weekender Cryptic, set by Fraser Simpson and published every Saturday in ontheglobeandmail.com, a Canadian newspaper website. I typically save these for Tuesdays and do them then. So cryptic crosswords are newish to me. I've only been really interested in them since watching Cracking the Cryptic during the pandemic, and only in the last few months have I been consistently trying to solve cryptic crosswords. I was fortunate enough to find this source of cryptic crossword content that features Canadian English, which is a little bit better for me to work with as an American. And last week was the first time I was able to solve the Weekender Cryptic with no hints while recording. I think I may have done it once before while not recording. So let's see if I can do that again. Last week may have been lucky for me, but we'll see how we do. Let's see, I'm gonna move my head over here. The timer is running, and let's try the puzzle today. 9 across is philosopher being shown Oliver Stone movie. And we need to split this clue, probably, into two parts. One side will be a crossword style definition, and the other side will be wordplay that gives us the same set of letters. Oliver Stone movie. We're looking for the name of Oliver Stone movie, but then I don't know what philosopher being shown means. Let's come back to this one. 10 across, substandard retreats, having frequently a place to sunbathe. Retreats might be a reversal indicator. Maybe we spell substandard backwards, or we take a synonym for substandard and spell that backwards. Having frequently a, does that mean we add a couple A's into that string of letters and we get a synonym for place to sunbathe? I'm not sure about that. 11 across, saltwater ring left desserts clean, or deserts clean. There was a saltwater ring, and it left the deserts in a clean state, is kind of the surface reading, but that doesn't really help us figure out the answer. Ring could be the letter O. It's a round letter. It looks like a ring. Left is often abbreviated as L. So if left deserts clean, that would leave C-E-A-N. We remove the L from clean. We add an O to that, a ring, so we get ring, and then left deserts clean gives us C-E-A-N. We get ocean, which could be a synonym for salt water in a regular crossword puzzle. 12 across, certain Protestant, a canine inspector receptive to verse. Certain Protestant might be the answer that we're looking for, either the name of a Protestant denomination or a prominent, something like Martin Luther or somebody like that, Calvin. A might be A. Canine could be a tooth or a dog. Inspector or canine inspector could be dentist. Receptive to verse. Yeah, okay, so A is, so we split the clue after Protestant. We're looking for a Protestant denomination. A is A. Canine inspector is a tooth inspector, a dentist. And that dentist is receptive to verse, and chapter and verse could be abbreviated as CH and V. So I think V stands for verse, and that gives us Adventist. A Seventh-day Adventist is a certain Protestant. 13 across, emotional toughness, beginning to terrify hayseed's relatives. I think beginning to terrify might be the letter T. It's the beginning to the word terrify. Emotional toughness, maybe we split the clue there. Beginning to terrify, T. Hayseed's relatives. And the 5 and 4 means we're looking for two words here, a 5-letter word and then a 4-letter word. Hayseed could be a hick, a yokel, a kind of naive rural person, or it could literally be the seed of hay. Looking for maybe another grain-related term? Yeah, I'm not sure. 15 across is author secretly keeps animal. We might split the clue after author. Maybe a synonym for secretly. And it keeps a short name for an animal inside it. That seems like it's not going to be enough letters. Author can be to pen. Secretly keeps. I'm not sure. Okay, 17 across. Debugger. I pressure after false lead. What is a debugger? Like an exterminator? Or somebody involved in computer coding? I. Could be I, the letter I. Pressure would be abbreviated as P in some kind of physics formula, equation. IP after false lead. So put IP after false. That could be F. Need 4 letters and 3 letters. What is a 2-word phrase for either debugger or false lead? Nope, 19 across. Grenade tossed, ready to explode. Tossed might be an anagram indicator. Grenade is 7 letters. So I think we toss the letters in grenade, we mix them around to form another word, which is a synonym for ready to explode. And I think ready to explode, would it be angered or enraged? I think either of those might, enraged probably more. But let's keep in mind we might change that to angered. I think that's the same number of letters. 20 across, unqualified, state. Okay, we probably just need a single word that is a synonym of both unqualified and state. If you are unqualified, you are not licensed. You are inept. What is a state? To state something, to say it, to aver, or it could be the name of the state, either a U.S. state or a country. I don't know. 21 across. Dear techies initially enjoyed books about firm. Dear techies initially means we might take the first letter of either dear techies or enjoyed books. If we put enjoyed books about firm could be company. Well, dear techies or dear. Techies initially, T, enjoyed books about firm. Firm, I think, might be company, C-O. Books can be Old Testament or New Testament often. So if we put NT around CO or OT around CO, OCOT, does that give us dear? No. 24 across, send back sour tasting donuts at a casual Italian eatery. Sour tasting. Send back could be a reversal indicator. Maybe we reverse a synonym for sour tasting. Bitter or acrid. Donuts could be two letters O at A. A casual Italian eatery is a bistro or a trattoria. Tart. Tart is sour tasting. We send that back. Donuts are toruses or tori. A torus is the donut shape in mathematical terms. So the plural would be tori at a. It's next to a letter A, and we get trattoria or trattoria. I don't know how to pronounce that, as a casual Italian eatery. 26 across, Swiss currency, direct. To the auditor. To the auditor I've seen before as a homophone indicator. Auditor meaning hearer, literally. So the Swiss currency is franc, and so a synonym for direct would be franc, F-R-A-N-K, but a hearer might hear that as franc with a C, which is the Swiss currency, the Swiss franc. 27 across, charms a drug smuggler with concert shirts. A is probably the letter A. Drug can be E. Drug smuggler could be something else, narc or something, narco. Concert shirts, I think, are T's. A, T, charms. I think that's going to be our definition. Amulets. I'm not sure. All right, 28 across. Trellis work a couple of times covered with bugs. Trellis work might be a lattice. A couple of times covered with bugs. Yeah, lice could be. Okay, so lice is bugs, and it is covering A, and then time can be abbreviated as T, but we're having a couple of times. So we put in 2 T's, and we get lattice, a trellis work. All right, that's all the acrosses I've looked at. Let's look at the downs. One down, university athlete turned to get out of bed. University, I think that's probably going to be a U. Athlete turned. What is to get out of bed? And the question mark means it might be something like, not wake up, but maybe something to do with a flower bed. To get a weed out of a flower bed would be to uproot it. That does have university, U. Athlete, professional, a pro, and then turned to is OT. We're turning the word to around, we get uproot. 2 down, sinister guy, retracted condition over minimum payment. Sinister guy, retracted condition, maybe a reverse synonym of condition, put that on top of minimum payment down here somewhere. Do we get a sinister guy in 10 letters? Nope. 3 down, 12, back-to-back rejections. So rejections are no's, and if we have 2 no's, put them back-to-back so they're facing each other, we would get no, and then no facing the other no, and we get noon, which is 12 o'clock. 4 down, norm, covered in tattoos, not going anywhere. 2 letters and 4 letters. Norm can be the average, the moire, not going anywhere. What's the first letter? In or on. Tattoos is probably ink. Not going anywhere. In park. Yeah, so the norm, the standard on a golf course would be the par, and we put ink around par. It's covered in tattoos, and we get in park. And if your car is in park, it's not going anywhere. 5 down, region of the country incorporated in document. Region of the country incorporated in document. Document might be the definition within, kind of linking, acting as a linking word. Region, nope. 6 down is financial predators shown pranks, according to Spooner. All right, Spooner clues always give me trouble. Well, usually they give me trouble. So for Spooner, the Reverend Archibald Spooner, I wonder how he feels looking down from his eternal resting place or wherever he is and thinking that his legacy is mostly to be known as somebody who couldn't pronounce words very well. Anyway, he shows up a lot in cryptic crosswords. So the good example is a recent clue had banning Ted in the clue, and then we had to spoonerize that and get tanning bed as part of the answer. All right, so it's that sort of thing. Financial predators, sharks, loan sharks. Loan sharks fits. Maybe that's going to be the answer. Let me see if I can figure out if that fits with the wordplay. Shown pranks. So we switch the first sounds of loan and sharks. We would get shown larks. I guess a lark can be a prank. I'm a lark on the wing, I'm the spark of a firefly's fling. Yet to me this must be something more than a seasonal thing. All right, let's go, let me explain this one. So, shown larks, we keep shown as shown, we use a synonym for pranks as larks. We switch the first sounds of shown and larks, and we get loan sharks, which are financial predators. So according to Spooner means we have to inject an additional element of wordplay. All right, 7 across, I'm pretty sure that it's etui, just because that used to be a frequent answer in the New York Times crossword puzzle. It is a word for a needle case, where you put your sewing needles and pins and stuff like that. And it's used for sewing. I think that's etui. Extremely elegant suit, after sides split. So we take suit, the word suit, its sides split, we would get UI, and then the extreme letters of elegant, the first and last letters of elegant are the extremes of that word. So we put E and T, and then we're left with UI, suit, after the side split, and we get etui. I do that more from just, that is something that is used for sewing. 8 down, join posse's leader in changing Old West. Posse's leader, P. Changing could be an anagram indicator for Old West. Old West is 7 letters. If we add the P for posse's leader and then anagram that, do we get a 2-word phrase that means join? Spot weld, I think, uses all those letters, Old West plus the leader of P, and spot weld is to spot weld 2 pieces of metal together. 14 down, younger sibling broke third bust. Younger sibling broke third. Third bust, is that the third letter of bust or the third letter of broke, maybe? O or S. Younger sibling, so that could be kid sister. Broke third bust. I like kid sister, that's 3 letters and 7, maybe. Yeah, well, I'm not sure because there's nothing in there to make it plural. So let's come back to that one. 16 down, ball player is following crowd noise, obtaining source. Ball player, so if this were a London Times puzzle, we'd probably be looking for maybe a cricket term, but this is Canadian, so it could be baseball, football, basketball. Ball player is following crowd noise, obtaining source. It could be is following crowd noise, a long synonym for crowd noise, and add an S. Source can be abbreviated as S, I think, in bibliographies or something like that. Does that give us a ball player? Not sure about that one. All right, 17 down. Soul-selling female from Vienna without resistance. Female from Vienna, just my first thought there is that we're looking for a German word for female, Frau or Fraulein. Without resistance, resistance can be abbreviated as R, or ohm is the Greek letter that means resistance in electrical diagrams. Soul selling, Faust, Faustian. Faustian as an adjective means soul selling, from the tale of Faust, who sold his soul to the devil. So how are we going to add? Female from Vienna, Frau, minus the resistance. And then where are we getting the rest of it? No, female is F. From Vienna is Austrian. We remove the R from Austrian, and we get female, Austian, Faustian. Yes, all right, I wasn't thinking about that one correctly. To begin with, 18 down, that's ball player, another ball player. Ball player adjusted tree pose. 4 and 4, so 8 letters. If we adjusted, could be an anagram indicator for tree pose. We anagram the letters in tree pose. Do we get a ball player? R is the first letter of the second word. Nope, not quite clicking. I'll probably need some more letters for that. 22 down, facilitate. Poison going up, leaf halfway. Going up in a down clue means we're probably reversing something, writing it from the bottom of the grid up toward the top. Poison going up. Leaf halfway could be half of the word leaf. So beginning here, we have a 4-letter word for poison, which goes up, and we get a synonym for facilitate, which I think is enable. So poison could be bane, wolf's bane, like that. Okay, so we get bane going up, and then leaf halfway is LE, and we get enable, a synonym for facilitate. 23 down, managed to avoid conduit in the auditorium. Managed to avoid, I think, a conduit could be a duct. Okay, so if you manage to avoid someone, you duct them. In the auditorium, it's a little iffy as a homophone indicator, but I think this goes back to auditor as meaning one who hears. So in the auditorium might mean we're looking for a homophone of conduit, so duct, D-U-C-T, but an auditor, a hearer, might hear that duct as D-U-C-K-E-D, which means managed to avoid. 25 down, grad held back by simulation. Grad is an alum. Okay, so this is a hidden, and I usually have trouble spotting these, but within the word simulation, we have the string of letters M-U-L-A. We hold that back, we reverse it, M-U-L-A, and we get alum, which is a grad, and grad is shortened for graduate, alum is shortened for alumnus, so I think that's an extra level of hint as to what we're looking for. 26 down, big east lot. Boy, I should be able to get this. Big, fat, east, E, northwest, east, and south, and your lot in life is your fate. Okay, that's all the clues I've looked at. Let's try and fill in the rest of this in the next 8 minutes. I want to keep this under 30 minutes. Platoon is Oliver Stone movie. Philosopher being shown. Plato is the philosopher. If a TV show is being shown, it is on, and that gives us Platoon and Oliver Stone movie. 10 across, substandard retreats, having frequently a place to sunbathe. Substandard pits, the pits, maybe it ends in S-T-I-P. Having frequently a place to sunbathe. And I'm not getting a rooftop. Poor. P-O-O-R. That leaves F-T-O. Frequently, oft. If you have something frequently, you have it oft, often. So we retreat both substandard, poor, and have infrequently, and we get a place to sunbathe, rooftop. I guess, yeah, I think that might be right. 13 across, emotional toughness. Now, what about 5 down? Region of the country. Incorporated in document. It's not clicking. 15 across, if I can get there. Author secretly keeps animal hides. It's probably the name of an author. Secretly keeps hides animal. I'm not getting it. Ball player is following crowd noise, obtaining source. Dear techies, initially enjoyed books about firm. Okay, so last week I didn't have any moments like this where I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can finish this puzzle. So I think maybe last week I just kind of got lucky. I will probably need some hints to finish this one. Let's give it another minute or two. Let's look at all of these. Unqualified state. Unfit could be unqualified. How is that state? To utter? Okay, it is an utter disaster. It is an unmitigated disaster. We're not putting any qualifications on it. And you state something by uttering it. Okay, I like that. It's kid brother is kid brother an anagram of broke third? Three and 7, that is 5 and 5. Yeah, that's 10 letters. Okay, so we bust is an anagram indicator. We bust those letters apart and rearrange them to get kid brother, younger sibling. That's our ball player. This does begin with a K here. Emotional toughness or hayseed's relatives. Thick skin. Yeah, okay, so I think I even said the word hick, didn't I, as a synonym for hayseed. So we put the beginning to terrify, a T, and then hayseed's relatives are a hick's kin, and we get thick skin, emotional toughness. Don't know that. Dear techies, initially enjoyed books about firm. Dear techies, IT? Or techies initially. Treasured could mean dear. So I think that's techies initially, T. Enjoyed books, read, and it goes about firm, not a synonym for company, but a synonym for certain. And we get sure, and that gives us treasured. Okay. Charms a drug smuggler. A drug smuggler is a mule. Charms are amulets. A mule. It is T's, but just TS for t-shirts. And we get amulets, charms. Debugger. Eye pressure after false lead. Yeah, this is just an anagram of tree pose, and I'm not... Pete Rose. Pete Rose is an anagram of tree pose, and he is a ball player, for better or worse. False lead is some kind of dip or debugger. Obtaining source. All right, well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 answers remaining that I haven't yet figured out. Sinister guy, retracted condition over minimum payment. Eye pressure, dip, a false lead, some kind of dip, but I don't know what it is. A debugger. So I think that's what it is. A flea dip is a debugger. Okay, yeah, so false lead, false F, lead, I pressure, flea dip. Oh, can we get this one? No. Region of the country incorporated in document. Looking for region or document. Province is a region of the country. To document something is to prove it. Incorporated is INC. Okay, we can get region of the country, a province. I wish I could get this. An author secretly keeps animal. Okay, let's, I don't think I'm going to get it. So we've got 1, 2, 3 clues remaining. So I'll have to dock my percentage score for that. So I was hoping we were going to get 2 in a row with no hints. That's not going to happen today. Let's reveal this one. Oh, let's reveal the word. Maleficent is sinister, I think. Guy, male. Retracted condition, if, spelled backward. Minimum payment would be 1 cent, the least amount of money you can pay. So that gives us sinister. I was thinking sinister guy was going to be the answer there. Okay, so let's get this one. Author secretly keeps animal. I'm not even sure what that wordplay is going to be. Reveal the word. Horse. Author. Oh, it's a hidden. Author secretly, those 2 words, are keeping, H-O-R-S-E, animal. Didn't think to look for that. Like I say, I often overlook those. Not always, but often I overlook those. Ball player, Roger Maris. We get another name of a baseball player. I think it's unusual to have names of people in these. So, is following crowd noise, R-O-A-R, obtaining source. So it's not source abbreviated as S, but source is the germ of an idea. And I think Roger Maris of the Yankees is going to finish the puzzle for us. There we go. All right, so I'll go back and make sure. I think I needed to reveal 3 words on that, and I'll calculate that against the total number of answers in the puzzle and give myself a percentage score. So we're probably back in the high 80s, lower 90s today, after last week where we managed to do it with no hints. So I'll keep working. I think all these were fair. A little, usually I'll figure out which part of the clue is the answer, come up with a crossword synonym for that, and then have to reverse the wordplay, which happened here. I got Faustian long before I figured out what was going on. It is a little unusual to see the names of people. I think both have passed on, which makes them a little bit more fair game. Nice to see Etui showing up. I think that was even in maybe yesterday's, a recent video I did, maybe the Saturday Stumper from yesterday. And Maleficent. Sinister. Yeah, I should have been able to get that one. And I should have thought, I need to remember, if you can't figure it out and doesn't seem to be enough words, we'll look for a hidden, because that's probably what it is. And maybe I would have gotten horse there from that. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know about your experience with cryptic crosswords. And if you know a good source other than the Globe and Mail that doesn't rely on kind of the arcane vocabulary of people who've gone to Oxford and Cambridge in the UK, I'd really appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Please come back to my channel for more puzzles and games. I'll see you next time.